In the Serengeti Wildlife Sanctuary in Tanzania, there is an old man named Monde. Mr. Monde is a former ranger. Has been associated with this wildlife sanctuary for more than 50 years from youth until old age. During that time, he gave his all to protect wild animals from illegal hunting. The people of the Serengeti revere him as a living legend because his perseverance and kindness. Even after retiring, he volunteered to drive his old car on patrol every day. Young staff in the sanctuary often turn to him for guidance because of his extensive knowledge. Elephants, lions, giraffes, zebras, and rhinos were all loved and cared for by him. In particular, he pays great attention to them. The old animal is in a safe place for them to rest. Despite his declining health, McCann has never let pressure. Age prevents me. The weather in the Serengeti has recently become more severe as the forecast temperature can up to 45 degrees Celsius. Early that morning, the sun rose high and shone intensely throughout the reserve. The hot air causes many animals to seek shelter under large trees. However, Mr. McCann is still determined to implement it. Trip to check on the condition of the rhinoceros injured the day before. He drove to a dense area where the rhinoceros is recovering. The car slowly rolled on the rough road in the middle of the hayfield. The sweltering heat came in. The cabin made him constantly sweat. Upon arrival, he stopped the car and stepped outside, trying to observe the rhinoceros from a distance. The rhinoceros still looks weak. A long wound has not yet healed. Mr. McCann gently approached to check on its condition. His eyes were filled with worry and love for the big creature, but vulnerable to this vulnerability. Suddenly, he felt a sharp pain in his chest. The widespread pain left him stunned and unable to reaction. He knelt on the grass, sweating profusely and his face pale. Two of his colleagues, Elijah and Musa, who was tending to a herd of zebras nearby, heard a faint call. They rushed over and saw Mr. McCann collapsed on the ground. Elijah bent down to check his pulse. Realize his heart was beating irregularly. Musa searched for heart medicine in his pocket but could not find it. Perhaps because of the hurry, today. The old man had forgotten to bring medicine. The situation was too urgent. Elijah immediately called the center via radio to ask. Ambulance. All the work around must stop. Everyone joined hands to support. The car is exceptionally fast. Ran over, took Mr. Makundi to the infirmary of the reserve. Along the way, Elijah kept calling his name, hoping he would survive, but his old eyes gradually closed. His breathing was uneven. When arriving at the emergency room, doctors immediately conducted emergency care. They tried to perform CPR and use a defibrillator. A tense atmosphere envelopes the apartment. Small room. After more than 15 minutes, the doctor slowly announced that his heart had stopped beating a long time ago. A strange silence spread. Everyone suffers from shock. The confirmation that he could not be saved sounded in sorrow, ending a glorious life. Multiple employees hurriedly ran to hear the news. His expression was dumbfounded. They know that the sanctuary has just lost a spiritual pillar. The sad news has been reported to his family. Everyone choked up. According to Mr. McCann's wishes, the funeral will be held right at the sanctuary. Everyone discussed and prepared together. Rituals according to the rituals of the indigenous people. The next morning, when the sun was still rising above the horizon, everyone gathered. A simple wooden bed is placed in the middle of the temple's courtyard. Mr. McCann's body lay on it, his face calm as if he was sleeping. Everyone came to see him off, their eyes full of anticipation. Elijah stood beside him, his trembling hand gently touching the old man's hand, recalling old memories. Musa quietly lit an incense stick and prayed quietly. Suddenly, a roar rang out from the Holy Land gate. People panicked and turned around when they realized a huge male lion is approaching. He slowly walked through the crowd, his eyes full of majesty and mystery. Everyone is afraid. Frightened, quickly find a place to hide. The lion growls as if to announce its presence, but does not show any signs. Fierce. He approached the wooden bed where the old man was lying. No one dared to say a word. Everyone is silent, looking at the big beast. The lion walked around the bed and then stopped at the foot of the bed, bowing its head as if it were commemorate. The strange scene made the crowd tremble and be shocked by the tragedy. Elijah was surprised to see the lion had a large scar on his side. He suddenly remembered that this was the lion he and Mr. McConaughey had saved 15 years ago. At that time, the lions were stuck on the road due to hunting and they turned to the help of rangers. Mr. McConaughey and Elijah got closer, removed the trap and bandaged the male lion's wounds. Since then, the lion has been able to brought to a safe area, gradually recovered and released into the wild. Perhaps it has been quietly following its benefactor for years. When he heard that Mr. McConaughey had died, he somehow came to say goodbye. The lion's story of loyalty and gratitude touched everyone. Elijah approached cautiously, tried to reassure the lion. Surprisingly, the lion just bowed its head quietly, not showing any aggression. Gradually, others also boldly stepped forward, sharing this sacred moment. The initial fear disappeared. Instead, there is the general pain of the old man's passing. After the funeral ended in the courtyard, everyone take his body to the lawn where he once loved. The lion still slowly followed behind, roaring incessantly, as if to express pain. The group stopped at a place with large shade trees and green grass. They start digging a quiet, gentle grave that placed Mr. McConaughey in it. The entire holy place held its breath to witness the final goodbye. Elijah and Musa placed a stone engraved with his name on the top of the tomb to commemorate his 50th year of service. Locals held a prayer ceremony, hoping that his soul will rest in eternity. The lion stood by the grave, bowing its head for a long time without take your eyes off him. Then it roared very loudly, echoing throughout the field. The cry of pain was like the cry of a person who had lost a benefactor. After a while, the group quietly left, only the lonely lion again. The sun gradually sets, dyeing the Serengeti sky red. The image of the lion at the old man's grave has been engraved in everyone's minds. The next day, the sanctuary temporarily stopped all bustling activities in his memory. Many people come to light incense, place wildflowers next to grave and pray for him to rest in peace. Occasionally, the lion was seen returning to the grave, silently contemplating that, to him, Mr. McConaughey was, who gave him a chance to live, and now he is repaying his gratitude by remembering him. Elijah and Musa also often visit the grave to chat with him, continuing his dream of preserving wild nature. The story of the old man. Monday, the legendary former ranger, will live forever in the memory of the Serengeti Reserve in Tanzania, along with the lion's undying love for his benefactor. Dear friends, thank you for taking the time to watch the whole video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us. Goodbye and see you in the next episodes.